Beyond the dance to the podcast land. Carla. Beyond the beats. Beyond the beats with Carla. Beyond the beats. Beyond the beats with Carla.
Beautiful music, isn't it?
I'm like, yeah, okay, let's get down.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Beyond the Beats. I am Carla, and I'm so glad you are here tonight. This is a judgment free place where we slow down, tune in, and really get to know the humans behind the music and the movement. Around here, it's not just about the choreography or the final performance, it's about the stories, the culture, and the heart that artists put into their craft. Musicians, dancers, DJs, choreographers, creators, the people who turn life into art. Every episode, I dive into real conversations, creative journeys, and the moments that shape an artist's path. If you make art, support art, or just feel something when the beat hits, you are in the right place. So settle in, grab your water, and let's go a little deeper beyond the beats. Who is my guest for tonight? For tonight, on Beyond the Beats, I'm welcoming a woman whose story is rooted in culture, courage, and pure resilience. Tee Cusson. Born to an American mother and an Indian father, T grew up surrounded by diverse rhythms and traditions that shaped her love for music and dance. Her journey took her mom, Miami's vibrant Latin community, quinceañeras, salsa, and live friendships to discovering Zumba at 42 during one of the hardest seasons of her life. What started as a way to cope through a painful divorce became a path to healing, confidence, and community. Even after facing mean girl moments and being told she wasn't good enough, T kept showing up, and that determination led her to Zumba convention, life-changing connections, and unforgettable moments on stage with legends like Loretta Bates and Beto. Today, she's a light in the Zumba community, a woman who makes sure no one ever feels alone, unseen, or unwelcome. And her favorite specialty? Aqua Zumba, where joy and movement meet everyone exactly where they are. Please help me welcome the incredible T. T, how are you tonight?
I'm good. I don't know what to say after that. That was a heck of an introduction. Thank you, Carla.
You deserve that 100%.
Thank you. I
Thank you
should have
for
worn
being on the show.
short sleeves. I'm sweating already.
We will do this. It's fine. So, T, I want to talk a little bit about your early life and culture. What was it like growing up with both American and Indian heritage?
It was interesting. It was diverse. We had a lot of exposure, if you will, to my mother's side, which is French Canadian. She was born in the United States, but her background is French Canadian. And my dad, typical, family in the 70s and the 80s. Mom stayed home. She was a housewife and definitely, supported us girls. I have two sisters, so I'm one of three. And my dad was the worker. He went off to work every day, came home after 5 o'clock, and we sat down for family dinners. Um, but our exposure to the Indian side of our culture was really based in food and music. So my dad would cook an Indian meal, usually Sundays, and it was traditionally something called keema, a really interesting mixture of, ground beef and vegetables and spices and curry, and lots of learning to eat with our hands, which, to kids, that was fun and exciting because we were like,
It
what? No
is.
fork? I love it. Um, But the music part is the part that really started to intrigue me the most. Dad would put on, like little snippets here and there, and he still to this day listens to BBC Radio because they do feature a lot of Indian music. And so he would slowly introduce us to the Indian music, which I fell in love with. I love Bollywood and Bhangra and all those sorts of beats. And then we were a dancing family. My sisters and I all immersed in dance for me from the time I was 5, tap, ballet, and jazz, right? All the traditionals. But I was a heavy set kid and I didn't want to conform to ballet standards. So they kind of kicked me out, not going to lie. Um,
Yeah.
they were like, put your feet straight. And I was like, no, I want to do this, right? So I got kicked out of ballet and I focused on tap and jazz. Tap became a very, very, very big love of mine for a very long time. And then I grew up, kept dancing through high school and then went into college and ironically found cheerleading, which I never thought I would ever do. Um, but became a cheerleader because they danced more than the dance line.
Yes.
So it's still all about the dancing. But culturally, my dad exposed us to a lot as far as food and music. Recently, through the power of social media, which I'm so grateful for, I've been able to connect with my cousin. My cousin Kashmira still lives in India, and we're able to communicate
I love
consistently.
it.
I love, and I've learned more about my dad's side of the family, and my grandparents and my grandmother, who was a village shaman. And so yeah, we're culturally rooted in a lot of things that start to bring to light things these days that make sense, right? Hi, Anne. So that's been an interesting journey for sure, and I really enjoy learning about all of it.
I love that. Like I've known you for a while. We've been Zcon volunteers for a long time together, but I never knew that you have an Indian heritage. And now I want to know more.
Me
So,
too.
oh my
Um,
God.
it's
So,
really funny too because a lot of times when I talk to people, they're like, "Wait, you're what?" And I'm like, "Yep,
yes.
my dad's name is Adi, my maiden name is Chaina," and they're just like, "Wait, wait, wait, we don't understand." So physically, right? My physical traits, I look very much like my mom. I'm not ready because I know some people are actually watching. If you zoom in on the eyes, I do have almond shaped eyes, and they are
Yes.
dark, dark, dark brown. So that is indicative of my dad's side of the family. But everything else, I look like my mom.
I love that. Oh my God, T. I love that you're sharing tonight more about you. What part of your Indian heritage do you feel most connected to?
Um, Through my cousin and through learning more, I definitely feel most connected to my dad's mother, whom I never unfortunately had the opportunity to meet, and she did pass. But
So sorry.
I felt a connection to her as well as my aunt. So my father had one sister, and I was able to communicate with her before she passed. And I've come to find out that the love of dance, although I thought it was just on my mother's side, that's not true. My dad's sister was also very much into dance, and one of my cousins, Arnavaz, is actually a Bollywood dancer and choreographer. She's worked on Bollywood films, and I didn't know any of that.
It's
So
amazing.
it was crazy because I thought the dancing came more from my mom and the ballet. And my sister Roshni is an adjunct professor at Dean College in Franklin, Massachusetts. Um, so that dancing has always been instilled in us, but I just always thought it was my mom's side, not realizing that my dad's culture also plays a very big part in that.
I love it.
Yeah,
So, Miami and Latin culture. How did
my
moving to
heart.
Miami influence your love for music?
So I was 17 when I left. I grew up in Chelmsford, Massachusetts. It is a very small town. It is exactly what you think of when you think of small town USA. There was literally a farm stand at the end of my road. We could walk down and get fresh corn. That's literally what we were looking at. Um, and through high school, you knew the same people that you knew in kindergarten, right? So it was really important to me to move on, kind of spread my roots a little bit and learn a little bit more about the world. So I started looking into what I really wanted to do at that time was ultrasound technology.
Wow.
Back, I'm going to show my age now, Carla. Back in the 80s, ultrasound, you had two paths. You could either get an associate's degree or a bachelor's degree. And I wanted the bachelor's degree. I wanted to have the degree that would take me forward. Um,
Yes.
two colleges available for a bachelor's degree in 1989 for ultrasound technology: University of Pennsylvania, UPenn, or Barry University in Miami. Growing up in Chelmsford, you're telling me I can either go to a college where I've got to stand outside in the cold for a bus to take me to another bus to take me to a classroom, or I can go live in Miami.
Wow.
Miami, it was very easy to choose. Once I got there, and I gave you a little bit of information about, I joined the cheerleading
Yes.
squad. Through my cheerleading tryouts, I met an incredible human who I call my sister. She, to this day, is the person that knows me inside and out. She is my soul sister. Her name is Judy, and she's 100% Cuban. And her mom didn't speak a lot of English, and I didn't speak a lot of Spanish. But her mom adopted me, would pick me up every weekend, would bring me to their home, would help me with my laundry, would cook for us. So
Wow.
I started to fall in love with the Cuban culture. Not only, you know, plátanos and picadillo and all the good stuff, right? But also we would attend quinceañeras because Judy's mom was very known in the community, and we would get invited everywhere. And if they were going, I was going. So as I started to join the community and attend these quinceañeras, I would want to dance. The music would start, and I'd be like, "This is like I can't sit still." So I'd
I
start
know.
dancing, and of course, everybody would be, "Oh, look at the gringa! Like, look at the little white girl. What's she up to? What's she up to?" And then I would get up, and they would be like, "What? Wait a minute! She's got rhythm. Where'd she come from?" Um, and the elderly couples were so eager to teach and educate, and I fell in love with that.
Yes.
I would learn to salsa dance with a partner where the male would stand in front of me and show me how to, be. He would lead and I would follow, and then the mother or the elderly, the matriarch would stand behind me and show me how to move my hips. So you got that feeling of you're being guided, but you're safe. And that safety
Yes.
led me to an absolute falling in love with process of salsa, and then expanded into the different rhythms, Uh, absolutely loved salsa, reggaeton. I was already obsessed with dance hall and all of those things. But then, attending parties and growing out of my shell a little bit.
I love that. I love all of this. So, talking about quinceañeras, I know that yesterday you celebrated your birthday.
I
So,
did.
happy birthday. And tell me a little bit about the quinceañeras more. So, what do you remember most about those quinceañeras, especially that you had a birthday yesterday? Do you celebrate kind of like
We
same, or you just do
well,
it
we
in
try
an
to
American
celebrate.
way?
Yeah, right. So
Yes.
couple things about me. I'm an overscheduler, my biggest fault and my biggest attribute at the same time, right? Um, exactly. Type A all the way. Hey, Deb, nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Um, I overschedule myself. So my birthday fell on a Thursday, and I was like, okay, I have to work, and then I teach on Thursday night. I'm not going to give up my happy place. Um,
Yes,
and so my poor husband was like, well, can I get like an hour to give you your presents and stuff? And I was like, sure.
I know.
But when I was at the quinceañeras, what I always fell in love with, not only the culture and the massive amounts of food. Oh my good goodness.
Yes.
Like goodness, there is so much food. Um, was the family aspect.
Agreed.
Cuban families are incredibly diverse and so strong and so connected. And I absolutely adore that. Um, cousins on top of sisters and brothers and aunts and uncles, and everybody is present. Everybody shows up for the family.
Yes.
And I just love that. And I'm hoping that as my 2 girls continue to grow, that we build that in my family. Um, my family in and of itself, we've got our quirks, we all do, right?
We all
And
do.
unfortunately, at times, people don't speak and we have disagreements. But with my daughters, I've been really trying hard to break those cycles so that if we don't agree in something, let's talk about it. And if we need to be adults and agree to disagree, we can do that. But let's not do the standard, I don't like what you had to say to me. Now I'm not talking to you anymore.
Yes.
That hurts my heart. And I don't want to see that continue as a family cycle. So we're working really hard to break that. Um, I was very jealous at the quinceañeras. I wanted those dresses. Holy goodness. They're
Right?
gorgeous. Gorgeous. Like, and then of course my girls grew up and can we do a 16s? I'm like, no, and you're not getting a quinceañera either. Like it always blew my mind the amount of energy and money and commitment that parents put into those things to show their children how much they were loved. And it's beautiful from a daughter perspective, but also from a parent perspective. That's incredible dedication. And so that always stood out to me how much the moms put forward and just gave selfishly of themselves. And that's how I look at motherhood. I really do think that once you become a mom, you sort of put yourself on the back burner. And I know
True.
I know some people will disagree with that. We do have to fill our own cups and we do have to continue to do things that bring us joy as well. But bottom line for me, when push comes to shove, my children will always come first.
I agree 100%. And because, you were raised in different, like, from an Indian family perspective, and you went to a Latin family perspective. So in Lebanon, it's kind of like the same. We have the Latin family perspective. So whenever we have a party, everybody shows up. And I wanted that to be present in my children's life as well when I came here. So I do agree with you. I love big families.
I
We're
think it's
gonna
really
go.
important too, just for a second, that I'm sorry, I
Yes.
didn't mean to interrupt you, Carla.
No.
I
No,
think
we're
it's
talking on the yeah, that's your show. Go ahead.
I love it. Thank you. I think it's really important as well. If so family can mean different things to everybody, right?
True.
Um, and family sometimes as we get older, we start to understand it doesn't necessarily need to be a bloodline.
Yeah.
So I tend to refer to a lot of people in my tight circle as my family because they are the family I choose. And they are the people that
100%.
will show up for me, for my children, for my husband, for our family. So
Yes.
that's really important because I know a lot of people are like, well, family, like you must have such incredible da 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 da. It's not always what it seems, guys, right? Like there's always
Not.
layers and levels and like Shrek said, it's an onion, we peel it and we see all of it, right? But it's just really important to remember that, family doesn't have to necessarily be blood.
I agree. So we have a lot of people coming into the show. Daniel was saying hi after Deb, Abby, Ashley. Hi, everybody. Keep on, writing and saying hi so we can see you. T and I can see you and say hi to you. T, we're gonna go to a really a hard subject, but we gonna talk about it because it made you the person who you are today, the divorce and the survival that you went through. What was the moment you realized you needed to leave?
Okay. Tough conversation. Thank you, Carla.
Yes.
And yes, absolutely. And I'm gonna say this. Everyone's journey is different.
True.
And I love what you say in your introduction, no judgment, right? And I want for people that are listening, even now, or maybe catch the replay or whatever it is, um, the moment that you decide that it is no longer for you, that can be at any given time. And there is no fault, there is no judgment, there is no dedicated moment that anybody else can decide for you when you need to go or what you
Yeah.
need to do. For me personally, it was being thrown down a flight of stairs and realizing that one of my daughters could be awake and watching. And I'll be honest with you, I've blocked out a lot of those memories are covered, right? Your brain will take over and just block them right out so that you go into survival mode.
True.
And sometimes that's the best way that we can protect ourselves. Through a lot of therapy, a lot of talking, a lot of healing, um, I started to realize that I'm not sure if Kira, my oldest daughter, whom I adore and will do anything for, I can't tell you if she was actually standing at the top of the stairs or if I envisioned her there. I'm not sure. To this day, I'm still not sure.
Yeah.
What I do know is that in that moment, that split second of standing up and collecting myself and realizing I cannot take this and use this and allow this to be what my daughters believe is a loving and healthy relationship. I couldn't stay put because the reality came flooding in very quickly as my girls continue to get older, and Kira was about 4, and Alina was only about 4 or 5 months old. Um, as my girls were growing up and becoming 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, right? 2-year-olds are
Mhm.
vocal, 3-year-olds are tough, 4-year-olds, right? Especially when they're strong-willed.
Yes.
All I could picture was that they were going to start talking back and they were going to start having opinions, which we want them to do. We want young ladies to have voices. And like Ruth Bader Ginsburg said, even when your voice shakes, you use that voice. I didn't want them to grow up thinking that they had to silence themselves or fearing a consequence that wouldn't allow them to be truly who they were. And that's what I was doing to myself. So when I say my children were my reasons, they saved me, that is the reality because at that time, I was not putting myself first. I was thinking of my family unit and I was thinking of the fact that my children should grow up in a home with 2 parents and they should have a mother and father present. And I was coming up with every excuse in the book that I could for that other individual who was making poor choices. It took a lot of time to step through that, right? And then come out the other side and understand that his choices were not my choices. And his choices were actions that he needs to own. I don't own those. Now, I did suffer the consequences of those. I did put my children into situations that they were also unfortunately affected by. And
Yeah.
that's something that I still go through therapy to work through. And I think it's important that we talk about that too. Um, very, very proud of the strides that everyone, not just women, men as well, have made in discussing mental health issues and concerns and therapy and things that we all need,
Agree.
and it's crazy that even in today's world, people are like, well, if you're still going to therapy, you must still have a problem. That's
No,
not what therapy's for.
not true.
Right, right. And so learning to trust in your own feelings and understand where you're coming from and validating yourself is a really important part of understanding your entire journey and how you've gotten through what you've gotten through. My kids will laugh. I use this phrase all the time. As long as they can remember, you can't go over it, you can't go under it, you got to go through it. And it sucks. It
Yeah,
sucks,
it
especially
sucks.
when you're in those positions. Um, but that was the moment. That was the moment that I was like, no. And there had been other times. There had been other violent episodes and unfortunately he
Yeah.
was an alcoholic and a drug addict and you know there were things that I tried to work through out of love and we did things together that were trying steps, right? He did AA, we did Al-Anon, we did those things and these are great outlets. Um but to be able to talk about it on the other side, I'm 54 now. I was 31 when I had Kira.
Oh,
I was 35 when I had Alina. So you think in your mind, right, that at 31, 35, whatever number you want to put on it, oh, I'm an adult. I should know better. I should do better. I should, you know, this is what am I doing? And all of those feelings and thoughts go through your head. Um, but I can say with certainty there is no right time until you understand that it is the right time, if that makes sense.
Agree. I
Yeah,
agree 100%. And I'm sure that your story will help a lot of women as well, T. Thank you for agreeing of speaking up because this is your story. And I love that you share it with us tonight on the show because people don't know the person behind the Zumba instructor, the person behind the smile. And we
yeah,
need to shine this light about what made us the people that we are today and how we had like everybody had a hard road to walk. And I put one time, if you never walk the walk, don't talk the talk. Because people don't know the feelings, they
correct,
just judge. And
correct.
that's why no judgment tonight. And I appreciate everything that you're saying.
Thank
Everyone is
you.
saying hi. Ashley is saying, T, you are beautiful and strong. And I agree 100%. You are beautiful and strong for speaking up and telling your truth. What would you tell someone going through an abuse relationship right now?
It's more common than you think. It is more common than you think.
Yeah,
And as alone as you feel, you're not. Um, it's very overwhelming when you are facing those scenarios because you're looking at somebody that you gave your love and trust to, and
yeah,
they're betraying that. Um, whether children are involved in or not, right? Like you fall in love with somebody, you don't get to choose who you fall in love with. Hey, Daniel. And I wish we could choose those that we fall in love with, right? Wouldn't life be so much easier?
I
Um,
agree.
but but we don't get to choose who we fall in love with. And when it ends up in an abusive situation, whether that is, and I want to make sure that I say this because I think it's really important.
Yes,
There is no level of abuse that is more difficult than any other level. That abuse could be verbal, it could be emotional, it could be physical, it could be like it either way, right?
small or big, it's the
It
same. It's
doesn't
abuse.
matter,
True.
right? What matters is what it is doing to you.
Yeah.
And that's the important part that sometimes, especially if you're a people pleaser or you've grown up to think that
Yes.
I need to do what's best for everybody, right? And you're putting everybody else first. It's something that it's part of your personality and who you are. So you don't want to rock the boat. You don't want to, step away from it. You don't want to undo a marriage or break up a relationship or step into this situation where you're going to call somebody on their crappy behavior. And that's what that is. When somebody is
Yeah.
abusive, that is crappy behavior. And again, whether it's a significant other, male or female, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a sibling, a parent, it does not matter. Abuse is abuse. And while you're going through that, if you're having those feelings of this isn't right, or your gut is telling you that something is off, please talk to somebody.
Yes.
Please reach out to a trusted friend, a stranger. You could even reach out to a helpline if you're okay and comfortable with that, which a lot of people are not. And I do understand that. It's it's so very important that I reiterate the statement you're not alone. Again, to Carla's point, we get up, we lead these classes, we smile, we give all this energy and we get amazing energy back and it's so incredibly beautiful. But we
Yes.
don't know what those smiles are holding behind them and they don't know what our smile holds behind it. I've had students come up to me after class, break into tears. I just needed this hour. Can you just stay for a minute? And I ask them to please talk to me. And I let people do the same for me. It doesn't have to be somebody you know inside and out. Sometimes your greatest ally will be somebody you barely even know, and you're able to open up to them in a way that verbal diarrhea, right? You're just, "Ugh," right?
Yes. Yes.
Because
I
you
agree.
don't know them enough to worry about what they're going to think. but you aren't alone. And I want to continue to tell people that. And I really hope that if you're out there and you're feeling any of these gut feelings and you're thinking, God, that just wasn't right. And I don't understand. And who do I talk to? Right? Please. I'm on social medias. You can find me. Maybe I don't know you. Maybe I do know you. I don't care. Please reach out and just know that you are never, ever, ever alone.
I love
Because
it.
that feeling is, and I will tear up because that feeling is what keeps people in these horrible situations. That feeling, and that feeling that I'm going to be judged, or I can't do any better, or I don't deserve anything better. Those feelings, right? That's what keeps us in those abusive situations. And that's what those abusers thrive on. And that's where we have to take our power back, because all of that is not true. And the lies that they tell you and the lies that get inside your head and those things that you start to believe, that's their power over you.
True.
Break it. Break the cycle. Break it. Talk to somebody. And it doesn't matter who it is, but talk to somebody. Gain your strength. Let your voice quiver and shake, but use it. Use it and find your power, because it's in there. We all have it. Every
We
one
all
of us has it.
agree.
Yeah.
Take your
Sorry, that
power
was,
back. I love that. Me too.
yeah, I know. I'm like,
I
oh, here goes the
I can't
tissues.
even see what Daniel is writing anyway. He said, actually ran across a thread in the old forum of DIN members helping get a fellow Zen out of an abusive relationship. I do remember that story as well, Daniel. She even relaying her several states away to family when she could not afford it. Even though like there's a lot of people, and we know that for a fact, they don't have a family, but you spoke from the beginning that you can choose your family as well. I know that there's a lot of people that moved here didn't have a family to rely on, but you can rely on a lot of family, a lot of people that you call family. So yeah, speak up and trust the people that they can help you 100%. Thank you, T, for using your voice tonight to help whoever needs help in this specific situation. I
It's very
appreciate it.
important. It
It
really
is.
is. And it does go for men and
Yes.
women. I just want that to be clear as well.
Yes.
There are plenty of abusive situations out there, that are not just women being abused.
No, we don't maybe talk about it, but I know a lot of men being abused as well. So
Yes.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Um, let's talk a little bit and cheer about Zumba. So discovering Zumba
Okay.
at 42.
I did.
What made you walk into that first Zumba class? Tell me.
Well, I was in the middle of a separation. I could not get
Yes.
divorced at the time. There were some financial limitations to me getting divorced.
Yes.
So I had sole custody of both of my children. However, they did have supervised visits, and I had to find something to do for a 90-minute span of time. And this just happened to coincide with, I was overweight, I was depressed, I was high blood pressure, pick an
Yeah.
avenue. I was all over the place.
Yes.
And my primary care doctor had told me, you're pretty young at 35 to have to go on blood pressure medication,
Mm.
but you got to do something. And I said, okay, well, what are my options? Right? I mean, here I am. I'm a single mom, which was my worst nightmare in the first place. And now I'm overweight and I'm miserable. And what do I need to do? And so my doctor had recommended finding some sort of exercise. I have never been a gym girl. I have never done, weightlifting, or I just never got into that because of my dance background. We were busy dedicated to our dance. So somebody had said to me, go find a Zumba class. And I said, I don't know what you're talking about. And they said, well, Zumba's Latin-based dance fitness, and that's, you love salsa. And I was like, wait a minute, there's a fitness program that focuses on this. So I found a dance studio that offered Zumba classes, and joined in, took a drop-in rate, stood in the very back. And for the first 3 weeks, I just kept my head down, and I'll be honest, I pretty much cried through the class, pretended to be
Me too.
sweating out my eyeballs. Yeah, like,
Oh
ugh,
my
right?
God.
Because my
Yes.
kids were with somebody that I didn't want them with, and I was,
Yes.
in my own head. Excuse me. By the 3rd class, I was like, "Okay, I really like this." Um, and the instructor one day said to me, "Can you come here? Can you come up front?" And I went, "No, absolutely not." And she said, "No, I want you to co" I'm like, "Nope, I'm good. Leave me where I am in the back row ho. We're good. Sorry." So, 2nd week, she asked me again. 3rd week, she asked me again. And I finally said, "Can you please just stop asking? Because I don't want to."
Yeah.
And she said, "Can you stay after class?" And I went, "Oh God, I'm in trouble." Right? I'm a good girl, type A, follow the rules. Like, and then she said, "Do you know why I want you to be up front?" And I said, "No, I honestly don't." And she said, "I want them to follow your feet." And
Oh,
I burst into tears. And she was like, "Oh my gosh, who hurt you?" And I said, "Please don't make fun of my feet. I'm very sensitive about my feet.
yes.
I have a size 10 foot. I am 5'2". It
Uh,
is junk. I should be at least 5'6" if I'm gonna have a size 10 foot. So I was in such a dark headspace. I thought she was making fun of me. She wasn't.
yeah,
She was trying to
she
tell me
wasn't.
that people could benefit from me.
Agree.
I stopped going to her class because I didn't want to hear it. You fast forward, and then where I was working, I do have a full-time job. Where I was working started offering Zumba classes, and I was like, "Sweet, I can do this at lunch." Right? Okay. I go in, the instructor was awful. No set playlist.
Ah,
First of all, can
I
I
don't
just
like
speak
that.
to all the Zumba instructors from my heart, okay?
Yes,
Your success, your comfort level will reflect to your students, which is why we're there, right?
agreed.
Please take a moment, review your playlist. Make sure you've got your 4 basic rhythms. Beto was just talking about this on the cruise, right?
Yes.
Please just take a second,
And
right?
please put them in a like 1 hour if you're teaching 1 hour and don't change. Like prepare. It's
Thank
important.
you.
Prepare.
A dream without a plan is just a wish. Remember that.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
this instructor came in, she started the class, she did her warm up. Thank you, Anne. These, I guess this is clapping now. I'm learning every day. I don't know.
It's
Um,
clocking, clocking.
oh, okay, good. Now I know. See? Um, my
Yes.
kids try to teach me, they're like, "Mom, never mind." I'm like, "Yeah, girls, listen. I'm old. I'm trying." Um, she
You're
started her warm
not.
up.
Oh my God. You look
Yeah,
so
tell my hips
young.
that. Oh, anyways, she started the warm up, and then she put on a song, and we're 32 counts in. Like, we 32 accounts in. And she goes, "Hold on," and stops the music. I'm like,
Oh,
"What is she
yes. I
doing?"
don't like that. It drives me insane.
And she did it again. And now I'm
No.
just getting mad. I have
Yeah.
45 minutes to work out, get sweaty, get changed, and get back to my desk. Lady, what are you doing?
Yeah.
At this point, I was not an instructor. So I did not understand. I'm in the locker room getting changed, and one of my coworkers, older woman, is standing next to me and she says, "T, I need your help. I don't understand it. She's doing this footwork. Like, what is this side to side?" And I'm like, "Okay, listen, stand behind me for a minute. I'm going to show you salsa because that's what I love. One,
Yes.
two, three, five, six, seven, 4 and 8, forget them." She's like, "Oh, you're counting." I'm like, "Listen, everything starts with an 8 count." We talked about musicality. We talked about, and this woman was amazing, right? She wanted to learn. So she's standing behind me and I'm showing side salsa, front, side. Now look, it's the same step, front and back. Ooh, light bulb epiphany. I turn around and now I have 6 people behind me in
Ooh,
the locker room.
nice.
And I'm like, "Oh my God, they're all looking at me." And she said to me, "You really should be teaching this. You
Yes.
really break it down in a way that we can understand." So I thought about it. And at the time I was working 2 jobs. I was working full time during the day. And then at night, I was doing data entry for a catalog company where I would get paid by the mail piece. So as I'm sitting there, girls are in bed, but I'm home. I'm downstairs on my computer working until 1 in the morning just to get that data entry done. Figured out from looking up Zumba and trying to do a little research, I could make money teaching for an hour, right? Equivalent to a whole bucket of mail orders. Wait a minute, I could do that in an hour? Hold on, maybe there's something here. A really dear friend of mine at the time knew I was very interested in that. And so she actually paid for my Zumba licensing. So that day, I drove in snow and I will never forget it. And I'm still very good friends with Allie Struck, who at the time was a Zumba jammer. Allie, shout out. You are still who I want to be when I grow up. She's amazing. She was up on stage with Anne and she was just fierce and sexy and like, everything that you can think of that you want to be. And I was like, oh, these women are fantastic. And even the inclination that I could be something even remotely close to that sparked something in me that was so incredible and powerful. So I finished the training and I walked out with just my head spinning and I was so excited and so happy and just feeling empowered. And so I posted on Facebook, right? This is back in the day, 2014.
Yes.
Throw it up on Facebook. I'm a licensed Zumba instructor. A friend of mine from high school, her name is Holly. She works for the city of Carlisle, Massachusetts. She sent me a message. Oh my gosh, you're licensed in Zumba. I need a Zumba instructor. Great,
Woohoo!
Holly. This is awesome. This was meant to be. Let me go ahead and I'll prepare 2 songs and I'll get ready to audition. And I'm so excited. This is gonna be so great. She goes, yeah, you start Monday. What?
No audition.
No audition. Excuse me?
I need at least 17 songs.
Blown. Panic, right?
Yes.
So I show up and I have 8 beautiful women, beautiful
Nice.
souls that I face and I say, okay, I'm so excited to be here. Let's kick off this Carlisle Zumba session. And I start my warm up. And one woman in the front row goes, excuse me. Yes, we don't want you facing us. We're not comfortable. The other Zumba instructor didn't do that. Can you turn around? I learned everything on my right foot. What do you mean don't look at you? And they're all, yep, what she said. We don't want you looking at us like we're horrible. I'm like, I'm horrible too. What are you talking about? Okay. So I danced for 55 minutes with my butt facing them. Yeah. And at the end of it, they were all so gracious and so beautiful. And they were like, that was awesome. We loved it. Thank you so much. And I'm like, seriously? Like, that was horrible. I felt horrible. But they were so beautiful and so willing to just let somebody step into that role. And one of them said, how long have you been doing this? No mirrors, Daniel. In a gym. No mirrors. Literally looking over my shoulder every once in a while. Like, are they still back there? Did they like walk out? I don't know what's going on. So this one woman says, literally, thank you so much. How long have you been doing this? I'm like, an hour.
That's my first hour.
And they were all like, what? And I'm like, so can we
Wow.
do something here? Can we work together? And what we'll do is I'm going to keep the same songs
Yes.
and I will face away from you for the tricky ones. So for the ones that like you are looking at me going, I don't understand those feet. I want one of you to tell me I don't understand those feet. And I'll turn around and I will give you my back. But
True.
on the ones that you guys like are just, oh, this is fun and it's super simple. Can I face you? Would that be okay? Can we work together? And they went, yeah, we can do that. You're not going to judge us, right? I'm like, nope, as long as you
Nope.
don't judge me. Because I am human and I'm going to make mistakes and
Oh,
I'm going to
yes.
lose it. And there will be days that I come in and I'm facing you, but in my brain, I'm thinking about, the oldest homework and the youngest book report and the laundry and what am I cooking for
Yeah.
dinner tomorrow? And it's going to happen.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
those women were incredible. And I
I love
taught there
that.
for 8 years. Nope, sorry, apologies. It was, I believe, 7 years. And
Wow.
I had three that stayed put all 7 years.
Wow.
I had three
That's
consistent
awesome.
students for all 7 years, and they were wonderful. They, threw a bridal shower for me when I got married, and they were just
Oh
they're
my
beautiful
God.
human beings, and I still talk to them. And through COVID, we still exchanged emails, and they joined virtual classes. So they're just beautiful humans. And Catherine, if you're listening, love you and miss you terribly. Um, but I did relocate to Nashua, New Hampshire, and so I had
Yes.
to give up my Carlisle class.
I love that so much, Ati, because I love facing my students as well. And we all make mistakes and there's no judgment. And sometimes I look at some of my divas and they're telling me what I need to do, which is awesome.
Shout out to Alondra and Megan and Jessica and
Yes.
Jules and Deb in the front row of my aqua class. Listen, those divas save us.
Oh
They
my God, they
save us.
do. They do.
They also give us
They-
that look though. Like, I know you don't remember because I can see
like
you're not doing what you did
what
last
you're
time, but I'm
doing,
going to go with
right?
it.
I want to shout out to someone here in the section in the comment area. I don't know if you remember Ashley. Ashley, I do. She's saying that she's thanking you a lot about speaking up about abuse, and she did say that she had an abusive friendship, and I thank you for this, and it helped a lot that you spoke up, and it's really important to her, so she's saying thank you to you, T. I just wanted to shout out that out loud
Thank you.
for
Thank
her,
you,
for
Ashley.
to just even write it down.
Yes.
We appreciate it 100%.
Yes.
um so we were talking about emotions and a lot of stuff happening in your life, and then you found out, like, you went to your Zumba class, and with the tears and with building your confidence up and everything, what surprised you most about the Zumba community, T, and what kept you coming back?
Something that still surprises me through today, right? Um, is the number of instructors I've never met.
Yeah.
I am always blown away when we have events or jam sessions and we get the opportunity to meet in public and person, and there are faces I have never seen, and I get
Right.
so excited, almost like a little bit too much sometimes, not gonna lie.
Yes, me
And people
too.
laugh at me because they're like, oh, there she goes, like she's and I am the Energizer Bunny, like on steroids. It's ridiculous. But
Yes.
when I'm at an event and I'm seeing new faces, I am so excited to meet them and share my love and my passion because I want them to know they're not alone. And I think that that's a common theme for me because I have felt that. So that's something that as we walk through our journey and we look back and we look at those times where maybe there was somebody that was trying to help me and I didn't recognize that,
Yeah,
or there was somebody right in my circle that I just didn't even realize they were going through the same things, right? Because we
true.
tend to move so fast. Um, awesome line from Ferris Bueller, right? You got to slow down because if you blink, you might miss it. Um,
Yeah,
the community, the way it comes together, always, always astonishes me. Um, I'm just like everybody else. I am no different. I am not special when it comes to talking and being able to form friendships. It just takes a smile. It really just takes a minute to
true.
stop, say hello to somebody that you don't know, and you know what? Actively listen. Don't talk to them, and in your mind, you're already thinking about the next thing to say. You've missed it. You're
True.
too busy thinking of your next, like, point to make or, like, what it is that you want them to perceive about you. you're taking away from that moment. You're missing
True.
you're missing the important moment of just getting to know somebody. So
Yeah.
just pause. Give yourself a pause. Um, there have been people that I have met that they come out of the woodwork, and when I've needed something, people that I never even thought would even notice that I needed them have been
Yeah.
right there. And
I
that's
love it.
beautiful. That's amazing and incredible. Um, sometimes we prejudge or we think we know somebody, and for whatever reason, um, you have somebody in your ear, or you've got a story that's been told, or you heard this
Exactly.
from somebody else who heard this, who, whatever. Like we can play operator for days. Um,
Yes.
but but pause for a minute and think about, did this person do something to you? If they did, okay, you've got cause, you've got merit, I got you, right? Understood. And we can have those adult conversations. I see you. I appreciate that you're here, but we can agree to disagree, and we don't have to be friends, and that's okay. It's okay. We can still be licensed Zumba
Perfect.
instructors. We can still be in the same room, and we can be cordial. We don't have to be besties, right?
I agree.
But if you're making decisions about people because of, you heard that they said that this person did this thing to the other, we are not in high school, guys. I'm sorry, but that's
We're
my truth.
adults.
If
Yes.
you're an adult and you have a question, go ask that person. And if they don't want to talk to you, respect that. Okay, they don't want to know. Now you can make your decisions. But please take a minute, meet people, actively listen, say hello. You might end up with a best friend. You might end up with a Zen bestie. You don't
Thank
know.
you for saying that. I
One of
love that.
my one of my Zen besties, Michelle Lambie. Hello, she's in Colorado right now. She started in Wellesley, Massachusetts. She and I met at an alley jam. She and I were goofing off. Sorry, Allie. And Allie was like, "This is fitness," and we were like, "No, this is sexy." Like, and we were being goofy as hell. And I look over and I see Michelle's basically doing the same move that I'm doing, and I'm like, "I want to know that girl." Didn't
Yeah.
know her. If I was scared, if I didn't put myself out there, and if I didn't just take a minute to say, "Hi, I'm T. Who are you?" I wouldn't have known her. I have now
See,
known Michelle for 12 years, and she is one of my best and dearest friends.
I love
She
it.
can call me at any time. I can call her at any time. She will always have my back. No doubt at all.
I
Same
love
thing
that, T.
with
I love
Karen.
it.
Karen McManus,
Yeah.
if you're out there, you know I adore you.
I love that because like sometimes we are human as we both know, and sometimes we build these stuff upon people that talks like about us behind our back and stuff like that, and the people that they don't know us, they think that these are true. I love that you put the words out of my mouth saying, come and see that person. What happened between these two, it doesn't concern you. Something happened. There's always three ways to the story.
Always.
There's and then the truth in the
Yep.
middle. You never know what's going on. Come to that person and try. Maybe you're gonna be a best friend. You never know. I love that about you, T. I know that you're going to the master class, and I cannot believe that this is the first time we're gonna meet face to face.
Isn't that crazy? It is crazy. Carla and I, we started as Ecom volunteers back in
Yes.
2016. I don't remember.
2017 when I got,
Somewhere
yeah,
around there, right?
my
Um,
God.
and again, taking chances, right? It's scary, you guys. It is scary to put yourself out there, and you're gonna come across people that you don't get along with. That's just life. I'm sorry, but it is, right?
Agree.
No filter 50s in the house. But if I hadn't gone to Zumba convention my very first year, I got my license in January. I attended Zumba convention that year.
Wow.
I made a point to promise myself, as uncomfortable as it was, if anybody smiled at me and I made eye contact with them, I was going to go introduce myself,
Love it.
regardless. And there were people that I introduced myself to, and they were like, "Yeah, okay." And yeah,
You.
okay, great. I
Yes,
tried,
fine.
right?
Yes,
No
I
problem.
agree.
No problem. But I did that with every single person. And it was so important to me. And after that experience, I realized that I could do that. I have the
Yes.
power to do that. And I never thought that about myself. I didn't because I had a lot of my power taken away. And
Yeah.
I didn't understand that I could hold that power and I could be that person. And so I did it 2014, 15, 16, 17. I kept going. And in 2014, that very first convention, Erica Wentworth was a ZCOM. And we were doing, the big old We Move the World stage. And she said, come dance with us. And I went, no,
Wow.
no, 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 no. I can't be up on stage. I can't was all that would come out of my mouth. And Erica and Natalie Beresdorfer and Allie
I love
and I'm
that.
sure you were there too.
Yes,
People
and
were like, "Of
and
course you can. Get your butt up here." And I was like, "You know what? If they believe in me, why can't I believe in me?"
in
So I
myself.
stepped on stage and it was amazing and exhilarating. And then Erica was like, "Be a ZCOM volunteer, T. Come on, do it." And then I wanted to do it because I wanted everybody to feel like they belonged. And
Yes.
that truly remains important to me. And I'm not, even though I'm not a ZCOM volunteer, and I'm okay with not being a ZCOM volunteer because you know what? You don't need a title. You don't need a title to make a difference. You don't need some grandioso spotlight to be a good human and to be
Yes.
encouraging and to be inclusive. You don't need that.
No.
What you need is a good heart, open ears, and a willingness to try. And I'm preaching, and I sound like I'm preaching, but it's true.
But
You
it's
you need
true.
those things. That's all
Yes.
you need. I joke around in my cow bubble up here in New Hampshire, right? Everybody's like, "Oh, well, your classes sell out." Yeah, they do. Yeah, absolutely they do. I have a Sunday morning class. I feel bad. My YMCA folks can't get in there because by Friday at noon it's sold out. My Aqua Zumba
Wow.
class, my folks can
Yes.
preach. Tuesday night with -degree weather. I think they're all insane. But
I
there's
know.
35 people in the pool.
I know.
What are you doing? And I
I
thank
love it
them.
though.
I thank them every week.
It
And it's
keeps us going.
important. You've got to show your gratitude and you've got to acknowledge they're putting their lives on hold for one
Yes.
hour because you're filling their cup. We as
Yes.
instructors, we have that responsibility.
And they're filling ours too.
And they are, and they return it with such joy and openness. It's it's unbelievable. It's mind-blowing the things that people will put on pause to come and take part in a class because they derive so much joy from it, and that's a gift. We have a
Yes,
gift that
we
we
do.
get to embark on and share, and that's really, I mean, that's so important.
It
And
is.
when we
It is
forget
so
our why, and I truly believe that that's really important, always remember your why. Um, when you start to forget that why, be a student, take a class,
yes.
go
Yes.
submerge yourself from a different point of view. Run run around your own classroom. Take a class in your own classroom with somebody else leading it, and then move around and see what everybody else sees. I did
Yes.
that a couple of weeks ago. I was like, "Wow, this is what I look like when I'm up there. Like, what is going on?" It's so cool. And
It
other
is.
instructors, when other instructors join my class, I'm flattered, I'm scared,
I
but
love
I'm
it.
flattered.
Yes.
And I'm always like, "Oh, wow, like, they took a minute to come visit me, like, that's so cool," right? But I
Yes.
never think, like, other instructors think that of me too when I go see them. So it is reciprocal, and it's so
It
important.
is.
I wanna continue to preach that. You don't need a title, guys. You need a good heart, you need listening
Yes.
ears, and you need compassion and passion.
I love it. I love it because we're forgetting it nowadays.
We
We are
are.
forgetting it. And
We've
we're
yeah,
like, look at me, see me, I get it, but I don't get it at the same time because we are for the people there. We're not for ourselves, to say
exactly.
the least. So you had a lot of Zumba adventures, and I want to ask about what was it like dancing with Loretta Bates, Beto joining in, and you met Victor, Beto's bodyguard?
I
Tell
did.
me about it.
Okay, that
Tell
was
me about it.
random. Talk about random. So first and foremost, Loretta and I and our story. The very first New England masterclass I attended was in March of 2014, and Loretta was one of the guest presenters. I did not know anybody. It was in a hotel. It was huge. It was huge. I walked in looking around going, "Oh my goodness, I don't belong here." I had my hair in my little clippies, which, if you guys know me, I wear them at convention, and I had
Yes.
little butterfly clips. Loretta was in the bathroom, and I was fixing my clips, and she said she was talking to me. I didn't know who she was.
Yes.
Totally ignorant. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, love those." And I was like, "Thanks. It just keeps the sweat off my face." I don't even remember what I said. Um, and she walked out, and this woman who was standing next to me was like, "Do you know who that was?" And I'm like, "No. Should I?" And she's like, yeah, go look at the Zumba website." They were insane, and that was insanity. Um, so I go back in, I start dancing, and all of a sudden Loretta's up on stage. And I'm like,
My
I was
God.
just talking to her. And if you've ever seen, and I'm sure we've all seen Loretta move, it, it- it's like Anne, right? Like you see these people move and you just get enthralled and you're like, how do they do this so seamlessly, so passionately, so incredibly beautifully? The
Yes.
steps are seamless. It looks like it's just second nature. How do I get to do that? Right? And it's that same feeling I had in my B1 watching Anne, watching Allie. Then I see Loretta and Marcy and, all these people up on
Yes.
stage. And I'm just,
Marcy
I
was
am
my mama.
overwhelmed and just
Yes.
completely impressed. So that's how I met Loretta. You then fast forward, and Loretta came to Connecticut, and I drove to see her. And truth be told, it was a trying experience. It was a little rough, right? It was a little
Yes.
rough. And at that time, I was just getting into my community role, and I just didn't feel good um, about the way that she had been interacted with. I'm just going to leave it very generic.
Yes.
So I reached out to her and I said, and I had no experience whatsoever. Let me just be clear. No experience hosting a masterclass, had no idea what that entailed. Wow, that's a lot. We could talk a whole nother segment on that.
Yeah.
Um, but I didn't know what that meant. But I reached out and I said, I don't know what it means, but I want to host you and I want to make sure that we do it right. And I feel very passionate about this. In my soul, it's a calling that you need to come back. We need to do it this the right way.
Yeah.
So, project management is one of the things that I do in my full time work. And so, put my project manager cap on, and I reached out to her husband because she said, reach out to Morgan, and we brought her to Boston. And
Wow.
I was so lucky. I'm not gonna lie, guys. It was part perseverance, part determination, and part luck, right? Liana happened to be coming home that weekend. And I was living in a world of like my phone rang and it was Liana Veda. And I'm like, what is my life right now? Like, what is going on? I've got Loretta coming in. She's going to like sit in my car. Oh my God, my hero. And then I got Liana Veda calling me. And I'm just like, I don't know what my life is right now. That masterclass meant everything to me. We brought Loretta, we sold it out. I am still so grateful to every single New England person that attended that masterclass. Um, it was amazing. It was beautiful. And she brought her energy and Liana and like Liana came and did songs and can I do songs? I'm like, are you kidding me? You're Liana Veda. Like, do you know who you are? Kind of thing. Um, but it was just it was unbelievably fulfilling for me to be able to do that because
Mhm.
that was a passion for me. Um,
Yeah.
and then through when we did the live streams, I was fortunate enough to be chosen to go to Florida, and it was a random you put your name in a hat, and
Yes.
I prayed. I am gonna tell you right now, I had my crystals, I was praying, I was like, "Please let me in." And I ended up being on the live stream with Loretta, and I didn't believe it was gonna really
Wow.
happen. I
Yes.
didn't believe it was gonna happen until I was actually in the building, and I was like, "There's actual hair and makeup, like, this is really happening. Oh,
Yes.
wow."
I
And then
love
to be
it.
dancing with her, and Liana was there, and so at one point, I'm dancing, and I look over, and I've got Liana and Loretta, and I'm like, "This is a dream, like, this is a foggy, haze-filled, like,
Agreed.
And then Beto came in and he did hula hoop. And I was like, my life, I can now just, yeah, I can retire. We're good. We're good.
That's amazing. I
It was
love
so cool.
that. I
Um,
mean, it's everybody's dream, like to be there and see Beto. I went multiple times to Florida. I never met him,
it's
and I just
crazy.
want to. I want
It's
to.
and you
Maybe one
will,
day.
Carla. You got to put it out to the universe. You got to believe. So one of
I want to bring him
the
on the pod, so I'm
oh my
trying.
god, I love it. Let's go. Let's get
I'm
it.
trying.
Um, Meeting Victor. Victor is an amazing and incredible human. I met
Yes.
Victor on the Zumba cruise. I've only taken one. It was in 2019, and I had my daughter with me. And Kira unfortunately broke her foot 2 days
Oh,
before the cruise. So she attended the cruise in a boot. And interesting experience. That's a whole nother.
yes.
But we were in the Zumba wear store and we were looking at all the items. I had the opportunity to talk to Melanie, who used to be the Z Wear um, uh, director, I believe
Personnel.
was her title.
Yes.
I'm not quite sure. So we were talking to Melanie and just, talking about Kira's boot. And I was looking at the Swarovski crystal necklaces. And this gentleman behind me just all of a sudden starts talking. And he's like, you should really buy that for your daughter. And I turn around and I'm like, I wanted it for me. And he was like, oh, well, then obviously you should buy it for you. We started having this lovely conversation. No idea who this gentleman is. You fast forward probably a couple of hours. We're walking on one of the decks and I see him and we start another conversation. And he's just talking. And again, I just thought he was on the cruise.
Yes.
So Kira and I go to attend Beto's masterclass. We're just watching, from up on the deck. And I look down and I'm like, hey, Kay, isn't that Victor? And I look over and Victor's standing on the side of the stage with like the little earpiece. And I'm like, the hell is he doing? Like, what? Huh? And then we see him the next day in one of the dining areas. And I'm like, what were you doing on the side of the masterclass stage with Beto? And he goes, oh, I work for Beto. I'm like, wait, what?
What?
What? Who are you? What? It has been the most insane journey because I really do feel that whatever you believe in, the
Awesome. I
universe puts people in your path that you're supposed to meet. I really do believe that.
agree.
And
I do believe
so
that.
all these different experiences that I've had, literally, it's part timing, it's part luck, it's part,
Yes.
passion and dedication, and but all of those things have to align to make all these things happen.
See, we're
And
Pisces. Come on.
right?
We're Pisces, girl.
Oh,
Come
we're
on.
doing that thing again. Okay. Um,
Yes.
but I just and I talk about I talk about it with such conviction and passion because I truly believe that the universe
Agreed.
interjected and said, you're supposed to be in this world. You just don't even realize it.
Yes.
And truth be told, January 2014 licensed, May 2014 met my husband.
Wow.
And through my journey, right, he's been there supporting me through
Yes.
everything. That man has been my unicorn and my rock every step of the way. From the first time he met me and we were talking and he knew I was a licensed Zumba instructor to the times where he was watching over the girls. If I had to go teach, he was like, no, go, I got it. And he
Wow.
was dedicated to myself as a human and to my girls. And I have never dismissed that. And he's going to say something eventually. Hi, Scoot, love you. But he'll say, oh, you're so lucky to have me. And I'm like, no, I've earned you every
Yeah,
second of you. But he is absolutely one of my heroes. He's an incredible human, and I am so grateful and lucky, and it's nothing I take for granted.
I love that. It's so good to have this support system that we truly need.
Yes.
And I love that for you, T. I love
Thank
that.
you. I feel
Um,
very, very, very blessed. I
certainly.
really do.
Yes, yes, we are blessed. Like I wanna continue our conversation, but I'm sure we're gonna have a part two because you have so much to share. And this podcast is for an hour and we crossed that hour, but this is an amazing journey. You shared so much with us, and I really want to have part two.
Oh,
Just to let
Carla,
you
I
know.
really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Even right before this, right? Because we always question ourselves. I was like, who's gonna want to listen to me talk for an
Are you
hour?
kidding me? Are you kidding? No, I mean everybody wants to listen to you. We are
Yeah.
part of this community, and I'm glad that this is this is something that people can sit, talk about their journey, and share it with everybody because you never know who you can change, their life with what you're saying, and I really appreciate that. You spoke your truth, and we love you too, Anne. We love you so much.
Thanks, and tell
Oh,
all of the
she have
newbies
a
happy.
training
Oh, yep,
tomorrow.
yep, yep.
Yes.
Tell them D45, come in, come in. We love
Yes,
them.
D45, of course. We still Zika volunteers at heart, right?
Always,
Never. We will never
always,
stop.
always
Like,
building community. Always,
definitely,
always,
always.
always.
I still have a couple questions for you before we end this journey together tonight. What's next for you, T? I know that you try to become a ZJ, right?
I did.
So
Yep.
are you still planning on doing that, or what are your plans for the future?
Um, so believe it or not, I'm always thinking about it.
Yes,
And I think it comes from that deep desire to continue to share stories and encourage people. Um, for me, the applying to ZJ um, consideration and thinking about that role isn't just about the choreography, and it's not
true,
just about oh, I want everybody to know what I do so you can all follow me. It's not about that. Um, I want to encourage other people to step into their power. It's really, really important. We all have the ability to choreograph a song.
true.
You, we all have the ability. Some of us pick up steps faster. Some people take more time. Some people can do a jam online and after 3 hours can walk away and bring 4 or 5 new songs to a class. Some people need to practice and practice and practice and practice and practice. But again, what works for you? I love the idea of helping others learn how to step into their power. That part for me is the teacher part, right? The part where I want to continue that Mama T sort of
Yes,
role. And I always have it in my mindset. Sometimes I step back. So even Next Horizon Presenters coming up again, right? Like applications close this coming Monday. Thought about it, still thinking about it. Maybe I won't, maybe I will. I don't know. Um, but it's just more about sharing that vision of like helping people step into their empowered selves. Um, and understanding that being a leader does come with responsibility.
yes.
Um, and it shouldn't be taken lightly. Um, and I think that's really important. But again, balancing that with the you don't need that title. You don't. Do you have friends that are Zumba instructors? Did you put together an amazing choreography that your students love? Share it. Go
Yeah,
out there and share it.
I agree.
Let other people feel that joy that you've got, right? Because once you share it and you get that feedback, it empowers you on top of empowering that other person. So that's a complete two-way street where you're both benefiting.
I love that.
My heart has been with Aqua now for a little while, I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
And um the Aqua ZJs that we have are amazing. I have been holding my breath, waiting to see if there is an Aqua Zumba Jammer call.
Let's
Um,
go.
we need one in New England. I would
We
be
do.
unbelievably excited if they would Zumba Home Office, if you're listening.
Yes.
And I love the jammers. I love all of our jammers. And Richard Gormley is amazing and incredible and has so much to share and educate for us. Um, it's just it's so much. And there's so many people who are so talented. Um,
Agree.
but yeah, I look forward to seeing where I go next. I've entered into the empty nester phase of my life. I don't have any
Oh,
children at home anymore, which is so weird.
It
Um,
is.
my youngest is working for the mouse. She's employed at Disney, and I'm so proud of her. She
My
got into
God,
the
I love
Disney College
that.
program. Yep,
Good
she's thriving
job.
and being, all her things that she wants to try, which I love. And Kira, my oldest, is living in Connecticut and going to school online and thriving in her full-time job and balancing work and a significant other. And
Awesome.
she's completely beautiful and happy. And my mama heart is full.
What's
My girls are
important.
exactly where they need to be. And I couldn't be happier for them. I have entered into the, later stage of my life now where I am parenting my parents.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my adventure right now.
Yes. So I want to just say that Meg is saying I applied for Rising Presenter last spring, and it was so much fun. And not just to create a showcase choreo, but my students really enjoyed being part of the process too. I
Yes.
agree, Meg, 100%.
Yes.
And T, I really hope that you can become a ZJ or a ZES for Aqua, because I tried multiple times to bring someone and it never happened. We do need someone in New England. So please, please let me know if you get to that process. I'm gonna be like, let's go.
And
We have
Carla, just
someone.
there's a lot of us. There are a lot of aqua mermaids that are
Yes,
amazingly talented. Sarah Tegan's, Amma, Lynn in Vermont. I mean, there's so
there's so
many
much.
who
Yeah,
are
I
so
agree.
good at what they do, right? But I do believe that I am hoping that Zumba Home Office does start to recognize that in New England, we cover such a giant
We do.
territory, that we
Yes.
could definitely use some specialty support in this area.
I agree 100% with you. I agree with that. T, what message do you want to leave the audience with tonight?
First and foremost, thank you. Thank you for being here and for listening open-heartedly and actively with open ears. I just appreciate the opportunity to talk and talk and talk. Um, but I really, it's very important to me that we remember as licensed Zumba instructors our commitment to our community and to ourselves.
True.
Um, Make sure that your voice is heard, even when it shakes. Don't be afraid to speak your truth. Even if nobody seems to agree with you in the moment, it doesn't mean they don't agree. It just means they are not strong enough to agree with you out loud. And that's not a judgment on them. They're just not there yet in their lives. They're not in that part of their journey yet. But by you speaking up, by you using your voice when it shakes, you're encouraging others. And that's a hard lesson. And that is something that I definitely learned. And I don't want anybody to ever feel that alone. That's a dark hole that is very hard to pull yourself out of. And it's not hopeless, guys. It's not. It's just not. And your worst fears, when they come true and you live through them, you get that moment. You get that moment on the other side. And for me, it was Alina's graduation. She walked across that stage, and at that particular moment, she was 18 years old, and Kira was already an adult, and I burst into tears. And my poor husband was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I think I'm letting go of all of the stress that I have held on to for all those years because you know what? My girls they've done it. They are successful, strong young ladies. And you know what? I did that. And
Yes,
they
you
did
did
that.
that.
And that's amazing. So giving yourself the credit that you've earned, it takes a lot. And it's not bragging, guys. We are raised to feel like if we're bragging or you come off conceited, take ownership of your power. Do it in a kind way, but take ownership of your power and let your voice be heard.
I love that. T, how can people connect with you if they want to reach out, if they want to talk to you? How can they connect with you?
I am on social media. I am I am on Instagram and Facebook, and believe it or not, even TikTok. I lost a bet. That's a whole different story. But
Oh, we need to
I am
listen
on
to that.
TikTok. Yeah. Um, but also my email is always open. It's zumbat2@gmail.com. I have no qualms about sharing that. Um, if you feel alone, guys, reach out.
Yes.
Um, don't feel that you are alone because you're not. there are people out here that are willing to support you. And please know that you are just as important as the next person.
I love that. T, thank you so much for tonight. I really appreciate you a lot. And I want to really have another conversation with you, hopefully in the future, because you have so much to share. And I hope you enjoyed it like I enjoyed it as well.
I
And
Thank
yeah,
you to
go ahead.
Ashley. Ashley, thank you for speaking your truth.
Yes.
And Meg, thank you for sharing that you were applying and that you did apply. And I hope you do it again because, Meg, I've danced beside you. You're awesome. I have danced beside you at convention, and it's freaking amazing what you can do, honestly.
And Daniel is sharing your your Facebook
Thanks,
page. I love
Daniel.
that. Daniel is always amazing. Daniel, you have to come on the podcast. I'll reach out
I
to
think
you,
Daniel
buddy.
should be, yeah,
Yes, I'll
absolutely.
reach out. I'm definitely reaching out at some point. I'm booked till till May. It's crazy. I'm overbooked,
I
but
love that.
I want everybody like this space is for everybody. There's no one better than the other. So it's an open mic to everyone that wants to speak their truth. Reach out to me, guys, if you want to be part of the journey as well. I would love
And
to
do it
see you.
scared. Do it.
Yes. So, friend, thank you. Meg is saying, Daniel, wish had an internet connection that would allow it. Well, we will try. We will try, Daniel. So, thank you so much, everybody. That's another episode of Beyond the Beats, another story, another rhythm, another reminder of why this culture moves us the way it does. If something today inspired you, challenged you, or made you feel seen, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment so this community keeps growing together. Show love to today's artists, follow their journey, and keep supporting the people who bring heart, movement, and meaning into your world. Until next time, stay bold, stay creative, and keep going deeper beyond the beats. I'm Carla with Tea Tonight, signing off. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you. Bye. Tea, stay. We can talk after.